Have you ever felt that little pull to just be totally honest at work? To share your struggles, your bad days, your doubts? We're often told that vulnerability is a strength, that being open builds connection, and in a healthy environment, that's absolutely true. But what happens when your workplace isn't healthy? What if you're dealing with a narcissistic boss? In that case, oversharing your weaknesses isn't just a bad move, it can be a career-ending one. Let's rewind the clock a bit. Think about ancient strategists and military leaders. Sun Tzu, in The Art of War, taught generals to understand their own strengths and weaknesses, but also to conceal their true condition from the enemy. Revealing your vulnerabilities on the battlefield was like handing your opponent a map to your weakest points. They wouldn't see it as a sign of trust. They'd see it as an opportunity to strike. The same principle applies to dealing with a narcissistic boss. They don't operate on empathy or mutual support. Their world revolves around power, control, and maintaining their own inflated sense of self. When you share a weakness with a narcissistic boss, maybe you admit you're struggling with a new software, feeling overwhelmed by a project, or even dealing with personal issues affecting your focus. You're not building a bond. You're handing them ammunition. They file that information away, not to help you, but to use it against you later. Here's how it typically plays out. You confess you're feeling a bit insecure about your presentation skills. A supportive manager would offer coaching or resources. A narcissistic boss, however, might nod sympathetically, but then weeks later in a team meeting, they might say something like, "Well, we need someone with strong presentation skills for this project. So maybe you should sit this one out." It's a subtle, public put-down designed to undermine your confidence and reinforce their control. Your moment of vulnerability becomes a tool for your public humiliation. Or perhaps you mention you're feeling burnt out. Instead of offering support, they might start piling on more work, testing your limits to see when you'll break. They might even use your admission of burnout as proof that you're not cut out for the job, justifying their decision to pass you over for a promotion. To them, your weakness is not a human moment. It's a confirmation of their superiority. They think, "I can handle the pressure, but you can't." It feeds their ego. So, what's the alternative? Do you have to become a robot, devoid of all emotion? Not at all. The key is strategic sharing, not overt. It's about maintaining what we call professional intimacy. You can be friendly, polite, and collaborative without revealing the intimate details of your self-doubt or personal struggles. Think of it as maintaining a strong defensive posture. You don't build your castle walls out of glass. When your boss asks how you're doing, you can be positive but general. Instead of saying, "I'm so stressed and I don't know if I can finish this," you could say, "It's a challenging project, but I'm making steady progress and developing a plan to meet the deadline." See the difference? One is a cry for help that a narcissist will exploit. The other is a statement of competent problem solving, which they can't easily twist. If you need help, frame it in terms of resources. not personal failings. Instead of "I'm bad at data analysis," try to expedite this report. Could we get access to a better data visualization tool or some brief training on its advanced features? This shifts the focus from your perceived weakness to a logistical need. It's about seeking solutions, not sympathy. History's great leaders and diplomats knew the power of a poker face. They understood that in high-stakes negotiations, you never show your entire hand. Your career, especially under a difficult boss, is a high-stakes negotiation. You are negotiating your value, your sanity, and your professional growth every single day. Protect your inner world. Share your true vulnerabilities with trusted friends, family, or a therapist, people who have earned your trust and have your best interests at heart. At work, especially with a narcissistic personality, your armor is your professionalism. Be competent, be reliable, and be pleasant. But keep your weaknesses under lock and key. It's not about being fake. It's about being strategic. It's about playing chess, not checkers. In the difficult arena of a toxic workplace, it's the smartest way to not only survive, but to eventually checkmate and move on to a better position.